Okay, trying this again. Yet again. I'm sorry about this, but every time I try to record audio nowadays, Windows just tells me that it has stopped working. And I hate this modern version of Windows. I hate what with every modern version of Windows. When I first got into computers, Windows gave you an error message. It had a code. And yeah, lots of people were confused by what the codes were. But if you knew what you were doing with computers, you could figure out where the error, what it was that had screwed up. And if you got, or you could always look up the error code online or talk to customer service. Now, Microsoft gives you nothing. It just says Windows or the program you're using has stopped working. Is that the most unhelpful thing ever? I know it stopped working. It just stopped working on me. I don't need you to tell me that, you idiots. What I need is somewhere to start so I know what to fix. So I've been trying different things for the past few weeks, trying to get it to stop giving me this stupid error message all over the place. And I've been trying to record this episode. So if I seem a little brusque in this review, or if I seem like I'm jumping over a couple of things, it's because I've been doing this for 2 weeks solid. And Windows sucks. Windows is a garbage fire, and Bill Gates should personally be ordered by the courts to give everyone who ever purchased a copy of Windows a complete refund, because no version of Windows has ever worked for even doing the most basic of computing tasks. Alright, rant out of the way. Spider-Girl, duel with Dark Devil. I like this cover with Dark Devil holding a flaming Spider-Girl mask. So the comic opens with Mayday training with Peter, and they both are a little distracted. Peter is a bit less of a sourpuss, and May is a little more understanding of him since she did the time travel thing, which for some reason, Peter doesn't remember a girl going back, and he doesn't remember encountering when he was a teenager a girl who looked exactly like his daughter in the exact same suit. You would think he would remember that even if he pushes it back in his mind, you would think he would remember that the first time he saw Mayday in that suit, or the first time he saw Ben Reilly in that suit, that he looked like that girl who once attacked him in the Human Torch. It's the same bug I have with the end of the first Back to the Future movie. You would think Marty's parents and Biff would remember this teenager that would remember that he looks exactly like this one teenager who caused them so much trouble and was so important and played a pivotal role in these important events in their lives in high school. But it seems to have totally slipped their mind that guy even existed. I don't know. I guess Back to the Future time travel rules. And Peter is getting suspicious of Phil because of his long lunches, which for some reason May hasn't told him about Phil also training her, not sure why. Then you have Moose, who's trying to get with Courtney because he thinks she's Spider-Girl. No, really. He thinks she's Spider-Girl. Because she's shorter and she's plumper than Spider-Girl, so that makes it a complete shoo-in. I don't know. I just don't know. In case you're wondering why May's shirt is buttoned at the top but open at the bottom, all I can say is it was the late 90s, early 2000s. That's all I can say. Late 90s, early 2000s fashion makes no logical sense. Jimmy, because he got one lucky punch in a fight, is now picking fights, only, the first person to stand up to him, basically cleans his clock without even trying to. And Jimmy seems to think May is his girlfriend. Why? Yeah, this doesn't have creepy stalker written all over it. Jimmy Yuma has future serial killer of America written all over him. Mayday Mayday is swinging to meet Phil when she sees Dark Devil pretty much murdering a guy on a rooftop. And he says that he has to find information about a Kane from this guy and then runs away. Mayday, as she's taking the guy to the hospital, wonders about who this Kane is. And I'm sorry, but you cannot be a normal person. You cannot be anything other than a supervillain if your name is Kane. Why does the name Kane still exist? Why does anybody use it? Why is it used for fictional characters? You've lost all sense of stealth. You can't. I'm sorry, but Kane is the name of the first murderer who murdered his own brother. That's all. That's where the name comes from. Why on earth would anybody use the name Kane, even if you are a criminal? You've pretty much given up on all stealth. And the Daily Bugle is struggling with how to handle the Spider-Girl story, since apparently their reputation didn't do too well from all their attacks on Spider-Man. And I can't help noticing that that really old J. Jonah Jameson looks a lot like really old Stan Lee. And when May mentions Kane to Peter, he completely flips out because he's like, stop bringing. Why does my life keep coming back to the Clone Saga? Stop it! Because nobody wants to go back there. And things aren't going too well with Phil since she ditched him for stuff. Then we get a look at Kane, and he's looking bad and grizzled as ever. So then, as Spider-Girl, she comes across Dark Devil, and if he hasn't killed these guys, they're pretty much going to be in wheelchairs for the rest of their lives. So there's a lot of heroes fighting heroes, and in the commotion, Mayday learns that she can throw stuff. She doesn't only stick to stuff, but she can actually throw it, like some sort of force push. So that's interesting. That's a power unique to her. And in the commotion, Kane gets away. And Dark Devil disappears. And we see Mayday standing there, so only to see that Kane is watching her. So, all in all, things are not going well. She does make up with Phil, but yeah, things are not going to go well for Mayday in the future. So, yeah, this is a good build-up, and it builds up the menace of Kane well, and it does a good job of setting him up as a force to be reckoned with for people who may not have read the Clone Saga and may have started with Spider-Girl. So I give it 6.5 out of 10. Bigger and better will be coming from Kane later. See you next time.